work in extractive industries back dates in 2013 when base titanium was licensed by the government of Kenya to extract mineral sands in Kwale County. So I'm saying that because when base titanium wanted to extract the minerals, they had to displace people. So when the communities were displaced, we were the host communities who received those displaced people. So there was an impact, either positive or negative, either to them or to us. Yeah. So what I did was that I tried to create awareness to the host communities because they didn't like them, because they were there. They have been there for several years. So when the displaced communities came, some of the host communities were denied land. It was said that they were speculators, they were squatters. So that was a conflict between the host community and the displaced community. And also there was a conflict between the displaced communities and base titanium due to compensation issues. So there was a bigger conflict. So by then I had my group and I was creating awareness to the communities on different issues. So it came to me that I had to create awareness on peace issues. So I continued creating awareness to the host communities to accept the displaced communities, and that's what I did. They accepted. Even now we are sitting together, we live together, and we enjoy our lives together. Yeah.
I work for a civil society organization, so my work majorly is on advocacy, especially on issues of land and the environment.
I'm an artisanal miner, whereby I dig the ore. There is digging the ore on the surface level, and then there is going deep in the pits. But that one is too dangerous for women, so I just dig the ore on the ground, or I process it. I break it into pieces, the ore, and then crush it. I do sluicing on the sluicing board and sluice box. After that, there is amalgamation using mercury. Then that's where you have the white silver ball of raw gold, which I then burn to process it into gold, then sell. And at times I also buy it.
Justice and Peace Commission is an advocacy office. So the work that we do is to advocate for the rights of citizens of this nation, and among those rights are the rights of the miners.
Okay, my concerns in the extractive industries come in the actions BASE did. Initially, BASE had the RAP, Resettlement Action Plan. So BASE Titanium, the national government, plus the county government, plus the communities were guided by the RAP. So on the side of communities, they were expecting a lot from BASE. But BASE, knowing that they are able financially and upstairs, I mean, they are educated, they are learned. The communities are not learned, by the way. So they tried their way always to trick the communities, because the communities did not have access to the RAP. It was kept in their offices. So most of the projects which were supposed to be implemented to the communities were not implemented. So that was an issue. Another issue is on the compensation. Initially the compensation was at 9,000 shillings per acre, which is totally unfair. So we campaigned for that, so that the displaced communities can have at least a better price for the land. So we went on up to, we reached at 80,000 shillings per acre. and that's what they were paid. So that is an issue. Another issue is in the environmental cases. Best Titanium is extracting the mineral sands from Maumba. So the surrounding communities, they were being affected by the dust. We as the communities campaigned for that or advocated for that. So they used a better way of distilling their used water. So the dust now does not affect the community. And at the same time, when Best Titanium was continuing with these activities, we have those ecosystems. They destroyed a lot of ecosystems. So, and ecosystem is part of our lives. So they also had to cope up with the laws of Kenya, so that they can protect ecosystems. Another concern, the hazardous waste, which were deposited in the river, the Mkurumuzi River, were directly going to the sea, and that affected the sea. The fish were around that, the connection between the ocean and the river. The fish ran away. So that was also an effect of the fishermen. They did not get enough fish because of the activities which was going on.
Majorly they revolve around the loss of land, because my community is pastoralist. So pastoralist land is shrinking because most of the land has been committed to extractive industry, and especially oil and gas extraction, and yet the community is getting very little benefit out of it.
One is environmental degradation. You know, so many people come together to work with the major interest on getting money, getting the gold, but they forget to, even after the gold has been depleted, they don't do what is called decommissioning. Another issue of environmental degradation is on where trees are cut. When the pits are deep, the walls are built using logs and rarely or at all not replaced. And then during the process, there are other organizations that are or individuals that are doing what is called leaching. They are using chemicals, sodium cyanide in specific, plus the mercury. They all run into the water bodies, which pollute the waters and the livelihood, the aquatic life. Yeah.
So does it affect the health in the county?
Very much, very much. Even the rainwater is not clean. The dust there is polluted with mercury, because when burning is taking place, the vapor of mercury is inhaled and the effect is wide.
One of the biggest concerns currently is the implementation of the mining laws. Basically, if these laws were undertaken as it is, so many loopholes that we have currently in the county would not exist. One of them being we have so many artisanal miners. You got nearly 6 constituencies in Migori County out of the 8 are active mining areas. And the mining areas are being done on private lands in people's homes without proper channels. So they are everywhere, but they are not officially recognized by the government, because as it is, there's a law that requires that even the artisanal miners should be licensed. In this case, they are not in Migori County.
First and foremost, the cause has empowered me. You know, initially I was doing advocacy, but I was not knowing the strategies of advocacy, the process, how to identify people, the affected people, you see. So this cause has really empowered me. I can now stand up and say the first point of advocacy is this. So I can identify first the affected people. So that's my first point. I can identify the affected people by the project. After getting the affected people, then I know the process. the process of advocacy from A to Z. Then I can also identify the problem. So in short, I can say I know the 3 P's in advocacy. So that has really, really helped me. And also in negotiation, I know there's the assessment stage. Then I come to the pre-negotiation stage. I come to the negotiation stage, and lastly, I come to an agreement. Then after the agreement, I implement the agreement. Yeah, and not only that, I can implement the agreement. Yet also I can also follow up. And after following up the agreement, I do evaluation. So the course has really helped me. And in mediation, previously, I was doing mediation, but I did not know that it was mediation, because there were a lot of conflicts I was solving. Back out there, I'm a village elder, and you know, a village elder all the day is solving cases, community dispute, civil cases, because we don't deal with criminal cases, but the civil cases. So I was solving cases, marriage cases, all those, you know, civil cases. So this course has now enlightened me that this is mediation. I was doing mediation from the beginning, but I didn't know it. So now I understand when I'm brought a case, I know where to begin. I know how to handle those parties. You see, because I understand I'm a mediator. So it has really helped me. Yeah.
It is very, very useful to me because we are able now to resolve conflict within the community, especially between community members themselves and between the community and investors.
I've been personally blessed to be a part of this good cause. And as the cause itself is mediation. And one of the concerns I had is, again, conflict. So being a student of mediation and advocacy, I have insight on what is going on and how to handle it. Like some concerns that brings about conflict is the invasion of foreign miners, majorly Chinese and Tanzanians. So people usually, the community usually go into conflicts with them because they are rushing for the same resources and illegally. So my course has helped me to see how to go about it as a mediator.
I thought I knew about mining until I started on the mediators course. One of the things that was an eye-opener for me is the first research that we did, which was mandatory for going forward in the course. So doing that research, going to the community, talking to them, it led me to know so many of their issues. So this has informed so much every other engagement and the plans that we have moving forward with them.
Since I've been empowered, in fact, at the beginning of this course, just at the end of the first session, we formed a group, Kwale Chartered Mediators CBO, and we are about to register that CBO. So that is one tool which I'm going to use after this course. I understand that my community have low information, have no knowledge about mining. So I'm going to use that tool, the CBO tool, to create awareness to my communities, to advocate for our communities, to mediate all the disputes which will come up during the forthcoming mining projects. You see, another thing, before this training, I had a group, and even now the group is existing. the displaced communities and the host communities, we came together. I've said that there was conflicts there before, and I was there. So I just created awareness to the host communities to accept the displaced people. So we came up and formed a group within that scheme, the resettlement scheme. It is a scheme of 12 villages. So we formed a group which is called the Mrimabwiti Oversight Development Committee. Our aim was to create awareness to our communities on peace, 1, on mining issues, 2, on HIV/AIDS. So that is another tool which I'm going to use to empower my community. And on mediation, as an individual, in fact, I went to the law courts, Kwale, to ask for a way so that I can be accepted to start practicing my mediation skills. Though I was blocked because they needed a diploma or a degree. So I will not be discouraged. I will keep on asking because so far I'm a village elder. I have close contact with the chief, with the assistant county commissioner. So in fact they have already involved me in their family disputes. So in fact the chief, every Tuesday he has a table of disputes. So I am there. So I'm going to practice my mediation, and by practicing my mediation, I'll be helping my people. Yeah.
The initiative we want to undertake is to advocate for community to maximize their benefit from the utilization of natural resources and land-based resources, and also to ensure that community are compensated, especially by the oil company, and to request the county government, to push the county government to ensure that artisanal mining is supported, because as at now, it is not well supported.
My goal, my wish, my dream is to have a registered alliance of mediators in Migori counties and to bring together like-minded people so that we can continue with mediation in the extractive industry in Migori.
So one of the things that, as I've said, that is seriously missing is the policy, both policy formulation at the national and county level, and also implementation of the same by both the national government and the county government officials, because it cuts across. So one of the things that I feel is also missing is what the miners themselves are supposed to be doing in terms of demanding for service delivery from the officials whom are charged with their tax money. So the best way forward is to empower the people to a level where they start demanding for service delivery rather than waiting for the officers, because we waited for them long enough. Now it is time for the miners themselves to demand for the services.